So this is Uncle Funky's board shop. Where are we, Jeff?
We are on 39 Carmine Street. We are in the back of the building. There is not a storefront, so if you do come by, just buzz the suite R1 and we will buzz you back.
And this is inventory. What do you have available?
Right now we've got some, lanyards, boards of Dogtown, loaded, Bongra. We've got some Longboard Larrys. We've got a Spud, some Vanguards. This one here is a Monkey. And then over here we've got some used boards from trade-ins. We've got a couple of used Dervishes, Spud, original Pintail, Evo, and a Malachi. So all of these boards are available for daily rentals for folks coming in from out of town.
As far as components, trucks, wheels, bearings, all those things, what do you have to offer?
We carry, for the 180 millimeter trucks, we carry Paris, Bear, Randall, some original trucks, the S8s and S10s, you know, Tracker for the shorter old school boards. We carry orangutan wheels, ABEC 11, Retro, Land Yachts, 3DM, Bustin'. We've got the Tunnel Tarantulas, which are, you know, fun, and some Cadillacs. We also have the surf rods, the precision trucks with the adjustable axles. Yeah, this is basically our refrigerator of love. And we've got, you know, Venom bushings and spacers and bearings and riser pads and all that. Just about anything you'd need to get your board set up.
There's a lot of places in New York City where you can rent a bike if you're visiting, but only Uncle Funky's gonna rent you a board. Another thing happening at Uncle Funky's board shop is Fresh Paved magazine. Jeff's been working on the Fresh Paved blog for quite a while now, and recently turned it into a paper mag. It's been distributed locally here in New York City. It's really cool to actually have something focused on the New York City scene and longboarding and other things we might be interested in. So,
well, it's nice to have the support of the community and the support of you guys and everybody else putting the content together and helping out with the distribution, because we definitely couldn't do it alone.
How long have you been longboarding? Or how long have you been skating in general?
I've been skating since I was 6, so that's 1976. You can do the math. I busted my collarbone downhilling when I was in, I guess, the 7th grade. And at that point, hung up skateboards. And then in the mid-90s, went out to San Diego and saw a bunch of guys, you know, along the, you know, the beach there with these longboards, and came back to the city and picked up a Sector 9 and a Gravity, and that was probably around 98, 99. So 10 years ago, if you were skating and you saw another longboarder, me and my buddy had a rule that if you saw another boarder, you had to catch them and introduce yourself, and we had little business cards for a website called Longboard Maps. But back then, you know, you'd see this guy and you'd be like, oh my God, you've got a longboard, I've got a longboard too, we must, you know, we must connect. And all those guys that I met, I'm still friends with. You know, there was such limited availability. And even if there were places where longboards were being sold, none of the guys that were selling them rode them. I don't think there was a lot of knowledge on the part of the shops that were selling the boards. And that was kind of the impetus for starting Uncle Funky's.
Every year after the Broadway Bomb, Uncle Funky Style Sessions takes place early the next morning. Tell us about that.
We kind of like took a format that was like a surf contest. In effect, you know, you've got a break and you've got heats and you've got guys that go out judging on style and maneuvers. It was, you know, how you would figure out the winner. So we decided to take that format and find a hill that was steep enough and wide enough, and we started doing the Style Sessions event, and we let the participants actually choose the winners. And that, I feel like that's given us a lot of liberty, or a lot of freedom from any kind of controversy, because it's a very democratic approach. And I guess about 3 or 4 years ago, we started to try and coordinate it with the Broadway Bomb, and that's when it became the day after. But I enjoy watching the different styles that people have, whether they're technical sliding or carving, walking the board, whatever. And that format and that hill, it allows all different styles to kind of shine. And I think that's an important part of the longboarding scene, is building that community, which is great.
All right, this has been Push Culture News Spotlight on Uncle Funky's board shop and Jeff Gates. I want to thank you. Always a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
We'll see you at Style Sessions. And keep an eye out for the spring issue of Fresh Paved. Will be out in April. And if you or anybody you know is coming to New York City just for a night and needs a board to rent, Uncle Funky's your man. So check him out.